And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans. Be a part of the conversation and come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Or go to our official website, takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab whenever we are live. We are live on the website. We're live right now. We're live on the website, folks. It is that easy to watch Takes by Fans on a daily basis. Also, we've got something new to plug, folks. I've teamed up with some great fantasy winners, proven fantasy experts, truly, and we've created a Discord. You can find the links in my Twitter at Takes by Fans and on our Facebook at Takes by Fans as well there. But yeah, so anything you need help with, last second fantasy advice, you want to have a sleeper in your DraftKings to pull off, everybody dreams of that grand prize. We all see it every single week. Hey, come win $1 million on DraftKings. Hey, possibly you join the Discord, you find that sleeper with these proven experts. You can be that millionaire that they always flash on TV, every single commercial break in every single NFL game. I mean, folks, we watch it. You see this. You see the commercial every time, 50 times on Sundays. The DraftKings promo codes. Here it is. Win the million, right? So if you want to be that millionaire winner, come to the Discord. Get all the information you need. NBA. We've got all sports here, folks. We're not just talking football. We're not just talking basketball. We got NHL. We got UFC. There was somebody in this chat yesterday who was looking real good for the DraftKings UFC. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. If I remember where it is. UFC picks. No, it's not here. Unfortunately, if we find it, I'll put it out. But yeah, it was great. So last second fantasy advice, betting information. My picks are on here. We have our picks in here. I'm going to be putting exclusive bets in here. I've already got some bets that I haven't even told to the public yet, and they're already in the Discord. So if you want the inside information, if you want, little confirmation, hey, I'm making the right decision, these experts agree, maybe, then I can go with it. So join the Discord. Fantasy, DraftKings, betting, all your information is here. These are all proven winners, folks. I would not team up with no scrubs, folks. I would not. These are proven, tested, tried and true veterans. They win their fantasy seasons every single year. They hit their bets. I hit my bets. I'm a professional. I think they agree. And so we got a Discord here. Links are on our Facebook and our Twitter, so join that. Alrighty, today is Sunday, so we have to just kind of, get all of our final thoughts on these matchups. Maybe last second bets. If the lines have changed, who's in, who's out. So that's what we do on our Sunday shows. We will quickly go through a couple of stories, though. The NBA offseason starting next week. Monday's trades can be made. The Wednesday is the draft, and free agency begins on Friday. Now, trades are already getting made, folks. I mean, this is going to be huge for the Lakers. Huge. The Lakers are acquiring Dennis Schroeder from OKC. I think they're only giving up Danny Green, which who cares? I mean, Dennis Schroeder's a million times better than Danny Green. Danny Green is absolute trash. Remember, he missed the game-winning shot to win the Game 4 of the finals in that wide-open three that he missed. So, I mean, we saw what Dennis Schroeder and Chris Paul did with the Thunder. I mean, they were looking real good. They won the first round of the playoffs. They were looking good. So this is going to be a huge trade for the Lakers, and now the Lakers are probably going to go back-to-back because of this. This is going to be a huge pickup. So this could be finalized tomorrow when the trades begin. All right. In no positive cases of COVID-19 this morning, so everybody is good to go. No delays, no pushbacks, no postponements. All games are going to go on as scheduled. Absolutely fantastic. Another week. I mean, folks, we were all a little worried, week 4 when that Tennessee Titans thing hit, but, we all just, took a deep breath in and remained calm. And, hey, we're going a couple weeks strong here with no delays or postponing games, so that's absolutely fantastic as well. Alrighty, these are some players that are not going to be playing. Christian McCaffrey, we knew he wasn't going to be playing. He should be good to go next week, but he has to take another week off. Unfortunate. Kenny Golladay, Kyle Allen, Gardner Minshew, again, he's not going to be playing. We got Justin Jackson, Joey Bosa, that's huge for the Dolphins. No edge rush, chasing down Tua, absolutely fantastic. Devontae Freeman, unfortunately, I want to see him back in the action. I've loved what he's done so far for the Giants. Then we got David Johnson, Joe Mixon, we knew he wasn't going to play either. Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, Shaquille Griffin, Deebo Samuel, Tevin Coleman, and Raheem Morstead. So, once again, the Bengals running game is without Joe Mixon. Seahawks still don't have Chris Carson, and the 49ers offense is all injured. So good luck with that. All right. A couple more things here. Most 15-yard receptions, and Calvin Ridley's first with 21. And this is, we've been big on this Atlanta's offense despite the record. We say it every single week, and we've been big on Calvin Ridley. Julio Jones is, Atlanta's number one. So Calvin Ridley making great do, I guess, being the number two here with 21 15-yard receptions. So absolutely fantastic. The Atlanta's offense is the real deal, folks. Just do not get bogged down by the record. They're still good. And then look at number two, Allen Robinson. Who does he play for? The Bears. Who's the Bears quarterback, folks? Nick Foles. And Allen Robinson is the second on 15. So it's just real weird. That's kind of why we don't like the Bears, because they can't score offensively. It's a real anomaly, folks. I mean, you've got Allen Robinson, 15-plus yard receptions, but they still can't put up points. It's real wild. It's real bizarre. But we're going to be buying Nick Foles for one more week. And then Travis Kelce is third. I don't have an antidote for that one. Alrighty. And then this just broke. I mean, this was early this morning. The Bucs are now shaking up Tom Brady's offensive line. Yeah, because that was the problem. That's why Tom Brady wasn't throwing touchdowns to his actual wide receiver weapons, right? Mike Evans only getting receptions on the 1 yard line. Antonio Brown, he just got in. But the problem with the Bucs is not the line. It's that Tom Brady's not getting the ball to his actual playmakers. They put up 3 points against the Saints, folks. I mean, that's just pitiful, truly. So they're thinking there in Tampa Bay that shaking up the offensive line is going to let Tom Brady open the ball down the field. So we'll see if that works. I don't know if that's going to be the plan. How about you just have Tom Brady not throw to Gronk 20 times a game? I mean, that could work as well. All right. And then finally, bet everything you have right now on the Seahawks. I was a little iffy if I actually like the Seahawks because they are going against the Rams this week, and I was a little hesitant if they were going to bounce back. But then we get this beautiful quote by Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson on his recent struggles: "Anytime you want to be great at anything, there's going to be a little rain. Allows the harvest to happen, baby." This man is so smooth. We already know he's great. We already know he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league so far. And, he comes out with this quote. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to come out and win this game. So I saw this quote literally 10 minutes before we went on air, folks. And he's got me pumped. I want to go and play for Russell Wilson. A little rain allows the harvest to happen, baby. Hey, if you want to win the Super Bowl, you're going to lose a game or two in the regular season, right? So big on the Seahawks just off of this quote, folks. He's a leader. He's ready to go. Mentally, he's all there, folks. Those multiple interception games, they don't phase this man. They don't phase him. They don't even phase him in the game. He's already, he still puts up 30-plus points when he has multiple interceptions. So we're never worried about Russell Wilson here. Alrighty, so that is all the news that we had to take care of. So here we go. Let's get the lines up to date here. We are 50 minutes away from kickoff. All right, so let's just start talking about our final thoughts, last second picks, last second bets, anything that we need to know. We're just going to go right through these games right from the top to the bottom. So we are going to start here at Jacksonville and the Packers. And this line is still the same, hasn't come down, hasn't moved at all. Still Packers minus 13.5, and that's exactly where you want this spread to be, right under that 14-point hook, the 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to advise to stay away from this game. The spreads are always high. I always try to stay away from big spreads unless you think you're getting great value with like the pluses. If I was getting plus 13.5, if you think that's a good value, you take that. But I don't think you're getting any value here. I don't think Jake Luton, he had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, they scored a lot of points last week, but is he going to be able to duplicate that? We've seen rookie quarterbacks just kind of catch fire, or just backup quarterbacks. We saw Kyle Allen last year, Gardner Minshew last year, all took over the league by storm. But what are they up to this season, folks? Kyle Allen, even when he was starting for Washington, he wasn't looking that good. And Gardner Minshew, he's benched for Jake Luton. So I don't think we can trust the Jags offense. Also, this game is going to be very cold, I believe. It may be snowing in Green Bay as well, so maybe not too much throwing the ball down the field. But yeah, just stay away from it. The 13.5 is crazy. The Packers, a big thing to know, if you are going to take the Packers minus 13.5, we've seen the Packers lose and lose kind of bad twice now. Why have they lost? Because they couldn't pick up those third downs. So if they start to stall, I mean, they're always good in the first quarter. We all know that. But in that second quarter, if they start to not be able to pick up those third downs, the 3rd and 8s, the 3rd and 10s that they're kind of usually faced with, because, I mean, this is a big passing offense, so you're passing on first down, passing on second down, incomplete, maybe 2-yard pickup, you're looking at 3rd and 8. We've seen Aaron Rodgers, if he's not able to pick up, he just kind of quits and he gives up and he's just like, all right, we don't have it this week. We're just done. So just keep that in mind. They could get out to a big lead. If they stall in the second quarter, it's going to be a huge upset for the Jags this week, I think. I don't think that's going to happen, but that is the trend that we are seeing with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. We saw it in the Bucs game and we just saw it in Minnesota. I mean, they were going toe-to-toe that first half. In the third quarter, they couldn't pick up those first downs. The Vikings kept scoring, but the Green Bay just couldn't keep pace because they weren't converting the third down. They went for it on 4th and 10 twice and couldn't pick it up either. So they get a little antsy. They go heavy on the pass because, I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, of course you're going to do that. So I don't like this game. It's just too big of a spread. And then we look at the team props here. And then they're also over 15.5 for the first half. I mean, that's truly. I don't take anything over 14. I don't take anything over 13.5 for first halves anyway. So I don't think there's anything great to take in this game. Maybe the under. You have the Packers winning like 30-7, 30-10, and you're good. But I don't think the Jags are going to put up a lot of points. All right. Let's move on. Here we go. Bucks and Panthers, and I think this is going to be a huge blowout, folks. Panthers, they were feeling good last week. Remember, Christian McCaffrey's first game back, they were good. They put up 30. They were challenging the Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions. So, and then, they kind of leave that game with a loss, and Christian McCaffrey's out for another week. So I just think that the overall team morale of this Panthers team is just going to be low. Even without Christian McCaffrey, this Panthers team is very good, but I don't think that's going to be the offense that we're getting this week because I think it's just a huge kick in the gut that Christian McCaffrey's out again. So, and then you had the Bucs coming off a humiliating primetime division loss, and where Tom Brady put up no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So expect this man to really kind of come out guns a-blazing. Oh, and they also changed up their offensive line, folks. So they should be all good. They should be scoring. I don't think this one's going to be close. I think this Panthers offense is going to stall, and Tom Brady has the chance to really take advantage. No pressure here. 1 o'clock tip-off, not at home, not on primetime. He can go off and throw 4 touchdowns kind of silently and kind of boost the overall team morale of this Tampa Bay team. So I do like the Bucs -6. It's one of our official picks here, our official locks. Let me bring these up real quick. Here we go. This is what we got this week. Yeah, Tampa Bay -6, one of our locks, feeling very confident. I just think these just kind of there was just a huge kind of swing from last week going into this week that I think the Bucs are going to score a lot and the Panthers are not going to score a lot. So that's where I see this game going. Bucs -6. I truly think it's great. Tom Brady coming off a humiliating loss. He's going to be ready to go. Alrighty, Eagles and Giants, and the Giants are at home, and this spread keeps on climbing, folks. I locked this one up at 3.5, and it's gone up to 4, and now 4.5. So we've got the Giants here plus 4.5. This is the best bet of the week, folks. Hands down. Take this individually. It's -110, obviously, with the spread. So whatever you basically double your money. Whatever you bet 500 pays 955. A grand is going to pay 1,900, I believe. What does a grand pay? Yeah, put a grand on this game. You're walking away with $1,900, folks. I mean, it's Giants plus 4.5. This team is staying in games. They do not ever get blown out. They don't. Daniel Jones is good through 1 quarter, 2 quarters, and 3 quarters. Once we start getting in the 4th quarter and he has to go on that game-winning drive, that's when things get a little shaky. But this defense keeps the games close. We're getting 4.5. Division games are close, folks. They are so close. So, in their first meeting, they already faced already earlier this season. Eagles were at home, and they only won by a point. So now we get the Giants at home. Daniel Jones is looking good. Yes, the Eagles are coming off of a bye, and Carson Wentz thinks he's going to not throw interceptions, probably, but let's be real with ourselves. He's going to throw at least one, possibly two. He's been averaging 2 a game here, folks. So we get the Giants here plus 4.5 at home. Daniel Jones is good. I think he gets slept on because, he's with the Giants organization. And Jason Garrett is doing a fantastic job as offensive coordinator. He has our support to actually be the new head coach instead of the special teams guy that they got from New England this year. So love what they're doing offensively. This Eagles team is just not good. Like, nobody even buys into Carson Wentz on their own team. So the fact that he's, kind of single-handedly making this Eagles team lose every single week by throwing multiple interceptions is just not good. Daniel Jones doesn't really throw up multiple interceptions. He may throw one in every game, but I just love the Giants at home. Division game, and I'm getting 4.5, folks. I mean, truly, folks, 4.5. 4.5. Do you really think the Eagles are 4.5 points better than this Giants team? Both these teams are not good, but I think the Giants are actually rising as the Eagles are falling, and this line just keeps getting bigger and bigger. If it hits 5, I may sell the house right now and bet that, because Giants plus 5 is absolutely insane, folks. I can't believe it. I truly can't. So hopefully we're on the right side of this one. As Giants plus 4, I honestly think this is the best bet of the week. Alrighty, here we go. Texans and Browns, and Nick Chubb is good to go. He's was taken off of IR, I think, just on Friday. We kind of thought he was going to be playing this week, so we were taking that into account, and we've seen the line move up. It was when we looked at it on Thursday, it was Texans plus 3.5. Now it's Texans plus 4.5, and we're getting great value here. I don't think Nick Chubb's going to make too much of a difference on this Browns offense. They'll probably be running the ball a lot more because Baker Mayfield's not that good of a passer and can't win the game just based on his arm. They need that kind of duel. They need the running to set up the pass. They need the pass to set up the run. So the Browns probably run the ball a lot more. Low scoring game, eating up the clock a little bit more. And this Texans team, they can score. They've got all the pieces to score. They got 4 A1 wide receivers with Deshaun Watson. So I can't trust the Browns here. Both these teams are coming off of a bye, so you can't really make that argument either way. But I just can't trust Baker Mayfield, folks. I just can't. Even with Nick Chubb coming back, yeah, that's great for them. But, Baker Mayfield, he throws interceptions. He's not clutch. OBJ is still out. So I just love this Texans offense. Don't get bogged down by the record, folks. Kind of like Atlanta's offense. And with their record, Atlanta's offense is good. This Texans offense is good. So we're getting 4.5. Folks, games are usually close, like one possession, 7 or less. So we're getting 4.5 here for Houston, and I think that's great value. Deshaun Watson, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Kenny Stills, folks, these are great wide receivers. So Browns struggling at the wide receivers. Texans have an abundance of them. We're getting plus 4.5. I just cannot trust Baker Mayfield. I believe he's currently on our trash list. He is. Folks, unfortunate, but he's on here. Remember, he put up 6 points before the bye. Not good. Not good. So absolutely love the Texans here. They may not win, but I'm getting 4.5 points, and I'll rock with that. You give me 4.5 points, and I'm usually rocking with it, a la the Giants plus 4.5. Alrighty, moving on. Here we go. Washington and Detroit. We've got what has this spread been doing? I can't even remember, man. I think it was 3. Was it 3? Lions minus 3. This one's a little interesting. Just two very not good teams going at it. Detroit's not good at home. Washington's not good on the road. Something's got to give, right? So not really sure how to call this game. I just stay away from it. It's truly a pick-em. I wouldn't even worry about the spread here. It's just who do you think's going to win? Is Matt Stafford going to step up, or is Alex Smith going to step up in his first start in 2 years? We saw him throw 3 interceptions last week, but we can't take that too much into account because he kind of got thrown in there mid-game, mid-second quarter, because Kyle Allen gets injured, and he didn't have, the full week of reps. So now what's his name? I just forgot his name. Alex Smith. Alex Smith, he takes, the reps with the ones this week. He should be looking good. Probably he's not going to throw 3 interceptions, but do you think he's going to be good enough to beat the Lions? Truthfully, I don't know. The Washington has some good receivers. That McLaurin guy has been absolutely fantastic. So, I don't think Alex Smith is going to have trouble scoring if he wants to. I mean, if that's what the game plan is, hey, we got to go out and score a lot of points. They could do that because I do trust Alex Smith's arm, and I kind of trust these Washington weapons a little bit. Where when we get Detroit, we try to look at them every single week, and we just can't figure out why they're not that good. It's not really Matt Stafford. I can't even place my finger on it. The Lions, who's the other team that I just can't put my finger on a weekly basis? The Lions, and who else do we got? I'm blanking. Unfortunate. Maybe just the Lions. I just can't put my finger on them. So I'm staying away from it. I don't think we're getting any good value here at the +2.5 for Washington. I don't think that's any really great value. Let's see if we get anything with the team props. We've got Washington over 10.5 in the first half. Detroit over 11.5. I may feel good with this Detroit over 11.5. We kind of know the Lions are kind of good on their first and second drives. They'll put up touchdowns on their first drive. We've seen it time and time again. So they're kind of good early on the first half, but they kind of fall off trying to make those halftime adjustments. And that we have to kind of look at the coaching staff. And when we look at the head coach, not a great one, Matt Patricia. I never bought into him. I think this is probably his last year. I think you get rid of Matt Patricia and Matthew Stafford at the end of the season and kind of start a softer rebuild here. But this is a real tough spot for both these teams. I don't feel confident, and I really even if I had if gun to my head, I have to pick this game. I think I go Washington +2.5. I think I like Ron Rivera better. I know I like Ron Rivera better than Matt Patricia. So I think he's got the Alex Smith, a lot of narratives going around him. It's just a real tough game. I stay away from it. I suggest you stay away from it. But if we have to pick it, we're going to go Washington +2.5. Alrighty, here we go in Bills and Cardinals. And I think this one's climbing a little bit here. Was it +2? +2.5 when we looked on Thursday. But yeah, Cardinals -3. Cardinals coming off of a bye. Bills coming off of a huge win last week. All right, what do we know about this Bills team? Josh Allen is kind of wavy. Those first 4 weeks were very good. The next 3 were not so great. And then we just saw what he did in against Seattle last week. So we get a little topsy-turvy, up and down Josh Allen. Buffalo's going on the road against a Cardinals team that just lost last week against the Dolphins, where they still put up, they still put up 31 points, the Cardinals did. So their offense was still good. The defense got a little bit of exposed. We saw the Cardinals defense being very good the 2 weeks before the bye. Budda Baker was all over the place. They were scoring defensively. They were not, they were holding teams under 20 points. They were just looking very good. And then last week, Tua came to town and kind of blew it up a little bit. So we'll see if Arizona's defense can get back on track. I'm expecting they can a little bit. This Cardinals team just has to play a little bit better defense than Seattle last week, because literally every single throw Josh Allen made last week was wide open. We looked at the film, folks. We saw it. It was just everything. Seahawks were just in constant zone for the entire game for some reason. Nobody's thought to switch it up, and Josh Allen was just literally every wide receiver 2-3 yards of separation at every single throw. So I don't expect Josh Allen to have as much success as he did last week. I expect this Cardinals team defensively to come out a little bit angry of what happened last week. They forced no turnovers and they gave up 34 points to a Dolphins team on the road. Not good there. So I expect this Cardinals team to kind of shape it up a little bit. Kyler Murray is probably going to give the Bills defense a little bit of trouble. We saw Russell Wilson. He threw 3 interceptions, but he was still able to put up 30-plus points last week. So I don't know if the Bills defense is going to be able to stop Kyler Murray, and I think the Cardinals defense is kind of going to shut down Josh Allen a little bit, if not a lot. I'm thinking a lot, but it's definitely going to be a lot more than what the Seahawks did last week. So the spreads here is 3. Very, very tough to take it. Obviously, I think I like the Bills. I'm getting 3 points. That's kind of solid. But I don't want to overbuy the Bills. I put them in our top 10, folks, this week at number 10. And I don't want to, I feel like they're going to just kind of take a huge step back. We saw through these last 2 seasons, the Bills haven't really beat anybody. Their big win last season was Dallas on Thanksgiving. Is their big win this season is just Seahawks at home? Is that it? So I'm going to stay away from it just because I think Josh Allen's going to get shut down. I think this is going to be kind of a huge kind of wake-up call of what Josh Allen actually is. It's kind of, big ups and big downs, not always consistent. So, with all that being said, I think I stay away from this game. I'm not 100%. I do like the Cardinals. I don't see them dropping back-to-back games. I just don't see that. So, Cardinals, but the 3 here, it's going to be a close game. We're going to endorse Cardinals -3 here. I just can't see them losing back-to-back, and Bills on the road, Josh Allen on the road, trying to get a little antsy maybe trying to feel like he has to kind of go and throw for 400 yards again this game. If he feels like that, he's not going to be able to outshoot Kyler Murray. It's just not going to happen. So we do like Cardinals -3. Let's see if we get anything great here for first half points. They're both at 13.5. I don't like that at all. I truly don't like any of these. So we stay away from that. Alrighty, let's move it on. Our next game up is, who do we got? Chargers and Dolphins, and this spread is still at Dolphins -2.5. So this one hasn't gone anywhere. We've seen a lot of kind of ins and outs for this Chargers team. We saw Joey Bosa is going to be out, and for the Dolphins, Matt Breida is not playing this week, so we're still rocking with Jordan Howard. We do have Kyle Van Noy. He was kind of announced like 2 or 3 days ago that he wasn't going to play, but he's actually playing. But then we have a defensive tackle, I believe, that is on the COVID restrictions list for being a kind of close contact, so he's out. So a little bit of, a defensive switch here. Oh, we thought this guy's out, but he's actually in, and this guy who we thought was in is actually out. So we get a nice linebacker back for the Dolphins. Absolutely fantastic. Kyle Van Noy. He's going to be good to go. And then I think it's defensive tackle like Wilkins, something about that. He's not going to be able to go. So I think overall, the best thing about our Dolphins defense is kind of our back half. So I'm not too worried about our defensive linemen, being out. As long as we have our corners and our linebackers, we're good to go. This Chargers team, they just can't win the close ones, folks. And this isn't just this season. We're going back 3 seasons of 3 straight seasons with Anthony Lynn under the helm. They lose those one possession games, those close games, 7 or less 3 or last 4 or less points. They cannot win those games. Now, the Chargers tried to switch up their strategy a little bit last week. We saw, going back, 3-4 weeks ago, the Chargers game plan was probably like, hey, let's score a lot of points and then we'll lose in the fourth quarter. Last week, they're like, hey, let's not score until, third and fourth quarter. They tried that, also doesn't work. So the Chargers are like, what can we do to win? We have to go on the road. Tua's red hot. The Dolphins defense is red hot. The Chargers cannot win games. We're going to go Dolphins here. Dolphins -2.5, that's fine. Right under that 3 hook, so you're good to go there. Dolphins win by 3, you're good to go. Bingo, bango, -2.5. Little extra half-point cover. But yeah, the Chargers, if they get out to a lead in the first half, don't get too worried. They blow the leads. They kind of go ultra conservative when they have the lead. It's the one knock that I have on this Chargers team. I love Justin Herbert. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. He's probably going to win a ring. The arm is good. The decision reading is good. But the Chargers, I feel, hold him back in their play calling. They don't allow him to kind of open it up downfield throughout the entire game. They may get cute in the first quarter, second quarter, but then they start to clam up in the fourth quarter, third quarters. When they have the lead, it's not good. So Chargers don't know how to play with the lead. They haven't established a winning culture. And with the Dolphins, we got Brian Flores. We won our last 5 of our last 6 games last season. We're winning games this season. We're competitive. We're beating good teams. We're being competitive against good teams. So that's huge. Dolphins, we knew how to win last year. We brought it over to this season, and we're looking good. So the Dolphins are going to be out a wide receiver, so we're going to be rocking with Devontae Parker and pretty much Jakeem Grant as our number 1 and number 2. Preston Williams is out, unfortunately, but I don't think Tua's going to have any problem. He's been distributing the ball. When we look at the stats, let's go to last week. See if I can get this up quickly. Oh, perfect. Look at that. All right. Let's go to his stats and just where he was kind of throwing the ball to. Who was Tua giving the ball to? Devontae Parker, our true number 1, targeted 7 times, caught 6 of them. Preston Williams targeted 5 times. But look at all this. Mike Gesicki, our tight end, great catching hands. 4 receptions. Jakeem Grant, 5 targets. We got Duham Smith with 1 target. Patrick Laird with 1 target. We got Mac Hollins with 1 target. Adam Shaheen with 1 target. Malcolm Perry with 1 target. So, I mean, this this was just all last week, spreading the ball around, not just focusing on one true receiver like we see DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray do time and time again. Not last week, though, but time and time again. But, yeah, so I feel very confident with the Dolphins. Don't worry about the defensive tackle being out. Don't worry about the wide receiver. I think it's kind of non-factor-ish. It's like, yeah, obviously we would love to have them, but they're kind of just frosting on the cake. It's not the cake. We can have cake without a lot of frosting. A little frosting's good. Obviously, a lot of frosting is a little better, but if we have some frosting, it's still going to be a good cake, still going to be a good game, still going to be a good win, I believe, for the Dolphins here. Let's see if we get any great value here in our points by a team in the first half. That's my specialty. That is my specialty. Here we go. We got Chargers over 10.5 and Dolphins over 12.5. I think I like both of them, actually. I think I like both of them. Not enough to actually kind of endorse it and, stake my reputation on it. I think the better one is probably Dolphins over 12.5. I kind of trust our defense to probably get one turnover. Expect us to, be able to drive on this Chargers defense. I don't think it's one of the better defenses. I think the Cardinals defense that we faced last week is going to be better than the Chargers defense that we get this week. And we're at home, so expect us to play cool, calm, collected. Tua throws a touchdown. We get a turnover. Maybe we run it in. We start at the 10 because we picked it off. So I think I like the Dolphins over 12.5. 2 touchdowns. Shouldn't be too much trouble as we've done it last week on the road. See if I can get back there. We put up 24 points in the first half last week. So pretty good, pretty good. All right, let's move it on here. Here we go. What else we got? All right, Broncos and Raiders, and this one's coming down a little bit, so people are catching on because I thought Raiders minus. Oh no! Yeah, it's going the other way. All right. Yeah, so Raiders minus 3.5. Is what it is now. We clocked it in at -4, and I still feel confident on that very much so. Drew Lock, what has he been doing the last 2 weeks? Only scoring in the fourth quarter. That's not impressive, folks. The game's over. Defenses are lacking. Defenses, have just been kind of clowning you the entire game on the sideline. So now they're like, okay, you're driving a couple times. We're not worried. We're up 24 points here. No worries there. The Raiders, they've been looking pretty good ever since they got smacked up a little bit against the Bucs. So this Raiders offense is looking good. I like the speed. I like Derek Carr. I like what John Gruden, kind of what he's doing with the depth chart, getting a lot of speed, a lot of talent here at the the key position. So this Raiders team is getting better every single week, in my opinion. They're at home, huge. They were on the road last week and they won it, perfect. Now they're back at home, looking good. Denver, I just cannot trust the offense. I do like Drew Lock. I think he's got a great arm. I think he's a very solid starting. He's a solid quarterback in the league. Solid. But he doesn't get going into the fourth quarter, folks. I mean, I'm not going to wait around here with 3.5 points until the fourth quarter. The game's going to be over by then. That's why they've lost the last 2 weeks. So Raiders only have to swallow 3.5, 4, however you've got it. And I've got no qualms with that. Broncos on the road, their defense does not travel well. The defense, in Denver is absolutely fantastic. But when they got the road games, it's not always good. So can't trust their defense on the road. Can't trust Drew Lock until the fourth quarter. We're going to swallow the 3. Hopefully the Raiders have about a 14-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Late fourth quarter, Drew Lock scores a touchdown. They get the ball back. We're still up 7 points. They try to go for the touchdown to tie the game. They don't get it. We hit it. Raiders -3, Raiders -4. I would even kind of feel comfortable buying. What can we buy this up at? Can we get any better value? Let's say like 6.5. Anything kind of noteworthy? Let's see. Raiders -6.5, we get +138. Pretty decent. Actually, not pretty decent. I would probably just stick with the -3.5. You don't get great value buying it up anymore, so I like the Raiders to win by a touchdown. That's what I'm saying. So -4 I can swallow, no problem. Alrighty, let's keep it going here. Bengals and Steelers, and this one's coming down a little bit. Look at that. Everybody was hammering the Bengals +7. I hammered it. It's one of our 99% guarantees. Bengals +7. Love it. Just because I'm not taking kind of the account that the Steelers had a bad offensive game against the Cowboys and it was very close and they had to come back in the fourth quarter. I'm really not even taking that into account because I don't like to penalize teams for winning close games because most games are close. I mean, folks, you're not going to blow out teams every single week. You're going on the road, even against kind of a subpar team. I mean, we saw the Patriots, the Jets put up 27 on them. I mean, folks, teams score, teams drive. Don't get bogged down by it. So Steelers here, I'm a little just cautious of the Steelers offense with Big Ben. I know he's going to be good to go because even with the injury last week, he never came out of the game and he was still throwing touchdowns after the injury. So I don't expect Big Ben to kind of just be like ultra conservative, but I kind of expect him to be a little bit more conservative than the Steelers have already been. I mean, Big Ben has not been airing out the ball at all this season, folks. It's a lot of dink and dunk. It's a lot of barely 200-yard games for Big Ben. So that's why I'm a little hesitant on the Steelers offense, whereas the Bengals, they've got no problem with Joe Burrow airing it out 50 times a game. They don't care. Even with the run, even with Joe Mixon, he was still throwing it 40 to 50 times a game, and his completion percentage has always been very good. So the Bengals, they're high-flying. They like to throw the ball a lot, where the Steelers are a lot of dink and dunk a little bit more. The Steelers defense is obviously very, very good, and I expect them to kind of shut down the Bengals offense a little bit, but this is a division game. Joe Burrow, rookie, first time going against the Steelers. I expect him to have a little success here. And what else do we got? What else is big to talk about? Division game, going to be close. The one thing that is giving me a little hesitation, we saw it on Friday's show when we made our official pick, with the Bengals, their first division game was against the Ravens, and I think they were getting kind of close to 7 as well, and they got absolutely destroyed. But I think Big Ben, I mean, when we watched the film study on Big Ben this week, and we saw him after the injury, he wanted to get the ball even out quicker than he was. He didn't really want to move around in the pocket too much. I think Big Ben's going to be good to go this entire game. He's not going to come out. He's going to start from start to finish. I'm not saying anything like that, but I think the offense is going to kind of clam up a little bit, get kind of a little bit more conservative than it already has. And I mean, folks, Joe Burrow has been airing it out, so this is not going to be a problem with, Joe Burrow. He's going to go out there. He's going to sling it around and see what we get. We get 7 here. We locked it in at 7. That's why you kind of got to watch every day to get the best value. We got him at 7 here. Drops down to 6.5. So you lose a little value, nothing crazy. You can always buy it back up to 7. You're not losing too much. Let's do that. Let's see what we get buying it up to 7. We'll show that it's not too much. We get Bengals plus 6.5 is at minus 110 standard. And then if you buy it up to Bengals plus 7, so you go to 120. So you're not losing too much value. Buy it up to the 7. Don't get hit on that hook, folks. That's the worst. You've got a 3-team parlay going. Everything is hitting, and then you lose on the hook, the half-a-point hook. You took 6.5. You lose by 7. It just happened to me against the Bears last week. I had the Bears plus 6.5, called the game perfectly, and they lose by 7. Do not get hit on the hook, folks. Buy it up. Take the little bit less of money. Unfortunate. It's better than it's better to have money, to win your bet than to lose off the hook. So do not get hit with the hook. Always buy it up. Always. All right. So yeah, I do like the Bengals plus 7. I think it's going to be a close game. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, a couple more here. We're 23 minutes away from kickoff, folks, so we'll try to squeeze these in quickly. Alrighty, here we go. Seahawks and Rams, and as I said at the top of the show, Seahawks plus 2.5. We're getting points. Russell Wilson knows, hey, gotta have a little rain for the harvest, baby. Come on. Yeah, we went down last week, but hey, it started to rain a little bit. And we're a little blossoming here. Come on. Our tulips are starting to show for the Seahawks, and we get 2.5 points. Love it. We're going to endorse this one here. A stream special here. Seahawks plus 2.5. Love it. Russell Wilson, even when he was throwing those interceptions, all right, so what do we know about Russell Wilson? Well, let's start there. They win if he doesn't throw any interceptions every single time. If he throws one, they most likely still win because he's probably throwing at least 3 or 4 touchdowns with that one interception. If he starts to throw 2 interceptions, that's where any team, any quarterback, you can take the greatest quarterback of all time, take your pick, whoever you think that is. If he's throwing 2 interceptions in a game, they're most likely losing. It's hard to overcome interceptions, multiple interceptions in a game. And even with Russell Wilson throwing 2 or 3 interceptions in a game, they're still close games, and they still put up 30+ plus points. We saw it against the Cardinals. That was the first game that they lost. He threw 3 interceptions, and it still went into overtime with only 1 minute left. They lost by 3. Then we saw it last week. He throws 2 interceptions, and they still put up 33 points, and they had multiple opportunities where they cut it to 1 point or 1 score game. So even with Russell Wilson throwing interceptions, multiple interceptions, they're always still in game. So that's a huge green flag for the Seahawks team. We saw the Rams. Jared Goff throws 4 interceptions, and they were never in the game against Miami when that happened. Now the Rams are off of a bye. That's huge for them. The Rams are at home. Once again, that's huge for them. I believe this is a division game as well. NFC West? Are they both in the NFC West? So yeah, Seahawks, Rams. Seahawks, I've got no problem. I mean, they're probably one of the best offenses in the game. The defense definitely needs to clean itself up because, honestly, I'm big on the Seahawks. I've always been big on the Seahawks this season, but that defense, that was the worst defensive performance I think I've ever seen. Definitely the worst performance I've seen this season, possibly one of the worst defensive performances, and they had Jamal Adams back last week, so I was like, what the heck is going on? But I expect Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, Jamal Adams, they're all going to clean that up. Everything's going to be a lot tighter here from Seattle. The Rams are coming off of a bye, but this Rams offense has been kind of sketchy this season. Lots of ups and downs. Even worse than like Josh Allen. It's like this Ram goes from putting up like 27 to like 30 points, and then they go to like 17 to like 19. It's like if you don't score at least 20 points in a game, you don't expect to win it. Just saying that. And the Rams have done that multiple times where they're always under that 20 mark and they lose those games because of it. So I can't always trust this Rams offense. I think the offense should be good to go because they're off of a bye, but the Seahawks defense coming off of a loss, I think they're going to be angry. Look for them to kind of pressure and attack Jared Goff, maybe kind of seeing what the Dolphins did in that matchup, try to replicate that for Seattle on defense to make Jared Goff uncomfortable. So we get Seahawks. I think straight up on a neutral field, Seahawks are the better team, and we're getting 2.5 points. Let's go Seahawks +2 here. The only thing going for the Rams, the only thing that is giving me a little nervousness with the bet is they're coming off of a bye. I like the Seahawks defense better. I like Russell Wilson over Jared Goff better. I like Pete Carroll over Sean McVay better. I like the defense of Seattle over the defense of the Rams. I like the skill players. I love DK Metcalf. He's my number 1 wide receiver. Number 1 is DK Metcalf. Number 2 is Tyreek Hill. Rams are nowhere even either. Cooper Kupp. I'm blanking on the second name. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. Is that right? Robert Woods? I don't think that's right. Definitely Cooper Kupp, blanking on the second name. But they're still good receivers. But I like DK Metcalf better than both of those 2 receivers that the Rams have combined. So everything is just better with Seattle, but the red flag for the Rams is they're coming off of a bye. That's where you lose. If you lose this week because of this, it's because the Rams are off of a bye. That's the only silver lining, the only green light, the only way I would like to take the Rams. So that's where we're at with Seahawks. They're obviously the better team, and we're getting points. I think we just ride with it. You don't get that often. I mean, you always, you don't get Seahawks plus points very often in the season. So try to take the advantage here with the 2.5. All right, 3 more games to go, and we are 18 minutes out from kickoff. Cannot wait. Huge full day of football. Gonna be great. Oh my God, I cannot wait. Great games here. All right, here we go. 49ers and the Saints should blow this out. I mean, folks, did we not just read this? Did we not just read all the inactives here? Deebo Samuel, he's out again. Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert. I mean, what is Nick Mullins going to throw to? The Saints defenders? Probably. So expect multiple interceptions by Nick Mullins. I kind of was buying Nick Mullins a little bit until last game, and then I was like, I'm totally sold on him, 100% off of him. Can I bring up the stats? Can I find the game? Who am I even looking for? What do we got? 49ers. Oh, they were Thursday. So extra time off definitely going to benefit the 49ers, no doubt. But they did lose that Thursday night matchup, and Nick Mullins threw 3 interceptions, maybe? See if I can bring this up real quickly. I'm trying to go quick. It's just we can't trust this 49ers offense. Without Jimmy Garoppolo, without George Kittle, I mean, they're nothing. They're truly nothing. And it's unfortunate to say, but that's how football plays out sometimes. You go from Super Bowl, and then you go from having no offense. So, I mean, yeah, Nick Mullins, he only threw 1 interception. So a little bit better than I thought it was. but still, we can't trust him. I mean, his stats were decent. I mean, besides the interception, the stats are decent. 23 of 35, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. But the 49ers were at home, and they only put up 17 points. So even with a good stat line like that, they still only put up 17. I don't think Nick Mullins gets any better than that. And once again, Raheem Mostert, Deebo Samuel are still not playing, so you think Richie James is gonna have another great game like this? 9 receptions for 184 yards and a touchdown? I don't think so. Maybe a little fantasy slip here in Richie James. If you think he is gonna put up numbers, I don't know if he's gonna repeat that performance though. Yeah, so Saints here, their offense, I mean, they just had a huge game against the Bucs last week, and they absolutely slaughtered them to the start. I mean, they put up 30 points in the first half, folks. Yeah, they didn't put up a lot in the second half, but when you're up 30-0, do you even care at that point? We're just trying to get out of here healthy at that point. So Saints here, they're -9. The only kind of red flag I can kind of call for this game is that the Saints blew out the Bucs and maybe overlooked the 49ers a little bit. But, if we're just talking, pure talent, what have you done for me lately? Saints -9 really should be no problem. Just kind of that kind of magic, that luck, with gambling. You can kind of pick it very close to that 99%, but there's always that 1%, some little magic, something in the air, the earth kind of sped up, the earth usually spins at, 2,300 miles an hour, but, for this time it spun like 2,400 miles an hour for like that hour during the game, just kind of produced some magic in the world. I don't know what it is, but it happens. We've all been there. So Saints -9 really shouldn't be a problem. 49ers have no offense. They can't score. Richard Sherman is still not back defensively, so, not all there together defensively. And the Saints just came from a game where they basically shut out the Bucs. And this Bucs team, we're talking Tom Brady. We're talking Mike Evans. We're talking Antonio Brown. That was Antonio Brown's first game, and they shut him down. So, I mean, the 49ers have nowhere near the weapons that the Bucs had last week, and it was a blowout. So, I mean, it should still be a blowout, but you never know. But yeah, I mean, you feel comfortable taking the Saints -9, obviously. Just that 1% magic can get you. That's why we have the 99% guarantees, folks. When we talk our locks, we take into account that kind of magic factor. But with these 99% guarantees, that magic can get you sometimes. So I would put the Saints at -9 on my 99% guarantee. Absolutely. Alrighty, 2 more games, and we are 14 minutes out from kickoff. All right, here we go. Ravens, Patriots. This one's going to be close, but, I mean, the Patriots can't score. Cam Newton can't score, folks. He hasn't even thrown touchdowns these last 3-4 games. He's rushing for 2. I get it, but you're still not throwing them, so you're kind of depleting yourself of what you can do offensively. It makes it easier for the defense. Oh, Cam Newton can't throw a touchdown, so let's just blitz him. We'll stop the run. We'll have some containment, and we'll stop him. The Ravens, they've been kind of, the quote from Lamar Jackson, we've all seen it. The defense is calling out our plays. Well, it's kind of easy when you're running read option every time. And also, I mean, if I'm the defense, I'm just calling out nonsense most of the time. Run right. They're running right. After as soon as the offensive line got to the line of scrimmage, I would just blurt out a play. If they're running it or not, I'm getting in their head. I may not believe it. I may be like, I know they're actually running, so I'm like, it's a pass play. So now, I'm in their head, and then I blitz because I actually know it's a run. So I don't think it's too much, I don't think we should read into too much that, the defense are always calling out the Ravens plays. First of all, they're not that complicated. It's read option. We know it. It's everything, nothing more than 10 yards down the field. Same thing that kind of the Patriots run, but Lamar Jackson is better than Cam Newton. And they have a lot better offensive weapons than the Patriots do. So Ravens -6.5 here. I do like it. It's just Bill Belichick's defense. You always have to be wary of that. It's Bill Belichick, this man. I mean, we have to give him credit, at least some credit for the dynasty that he's built in New England. Maybe more than Tom Brady. You make that call, but, you still have to give the man at least maybe 49%. You can't do anything less than 49%. You either call it 49, 51 Brady Belichick, or 50-50 Belichick Brady, or 51-49 Belichick Brady. It's however you want to call it. But this defense with New England should still be good. This is prime time Sunday night football. You don't think Bill Belichick wants to be embarrassed on national television at home, do you? So that's why I like the Patriots +6, but I know Cam Newton can't score, and Cam Newton, even when he talks, he's like, hey, I'm going to be good with the football, I'm not going to turn it over, and I'm going to be the man. Even when he comes out and says that, we saw what happened, against the Bills, where he fumbles on the game-winning drive. So we can't even take Cam Newton. He hasn't improved. He hasn't learned. He's still same old. not great. So we go Ravens -6.5. I expect Lamar Jackson to really just run wild, even with the Bill Belichick defense, truly. But I think I have something even better here than the -6. It's Baltimore Ravens over 12.5 for the first half. Come on. It's Lamar Jackson. They're going to have some trick plays here. It's primetime TV. You want to kind of have that explosion. You're kind of trying to take down the empire of New England, the huge dynasty. It's starting to crumble without Tom Brady, and the Ravens are going to want to try and smash it even more. So just kind of expect maybe a lot of switch up. If Lamar Jackson's kind of, saying, hey, they're calling out our defense, maybe John Harbaugh says that and says, hey, let's maybe get a little bit more, deeper downfield, open it up a little bit, spread the field a little bit. 12.5, the Ravens can score just like that, just like the Chiefs. So I don't think there's really anything stopping me from loving this, absolutely loving this over 12.5. 2 touchdowns, touchdown, field goal. So you got some options there. 3 possessions, at max, not bad. So yeah. All right, let's go to the last game. This is Monday Night Football, and this is one of our picks as well, the Bears +3. We talked about it at the top of the show a little bit. Vikings, they can only win when they run with Dalvin Cook. We cannot trust Kirk Cousins. I think we can all kind of be kind of on that same kind of base level thinking. Now, how long is Dalvin Cook going to be sustainable for 200-plus yards? He's just done it 2 games in a row. Is he going to be able to do it 3 games in a row on the road? Once again, primetime football. This Bears defense is absolutely fantastic. If the Bears are game planning at all from this game, they should be like, hey, we're going to stop the run. If Kirk Cousins goes out and throws the ball 45 times and has like an 80% completion percentage with 3 touchdowns, no picks, then we have to live with that. But we're not going to get beat by Dalvin Cook. So I expect the Bears to stop the run and just let, Kirk Cousins, if he can, he hasn't shown it all season that he can go out and win the game by his arm alone. So if the Bears go out, stop the Vikings defense, the Bears +3 should be fantastic. Nick Foles, he's got to have a game at some point, right? He's got to have a game where they put up 25-plus points, because we haven't seen it. It's always less than 20. It's always less than 20. It's barely 20 sometimes, but it's usually always less than 20 points that the Bears put up. So we get Nick Foles, once again, another primetime game. They're putting a lot of Nick Foles on television, and I don't like it because he hasn't really shown us anything good. I want to see good quarterback play on national television, not Nick Foles and Kirk Cousins. But the Bears defense is good. We just saw Allen Robinson, the anomaly. Allen Robinson, 20 15-plus yard receptions this season. He's second, and they still can't score. So it's got to turn around at some point. We've been kind of betting the Bears all season, and we can't go overboard. Now, Bears +3. Expect the Bears defense to shut down the Vikings, Dalvin Cook. That's truly what I expect. And also, this Vikings defense isn't good. This isn't a good defense, folks. They've been trading away their best defensive players. It started with Ngakoue. I think they just got rid of somebody else. I think they just straight up cut him. Can't remember the name. But, yeah, I like the Bears here at home. Give me the 3. Home teams getting points here. I love it. Bears +3 we love. We love the Giants +4.5 there at home. So some great value here. So that's gonna do it for us today. Let's see if anything's broken since we've been on. Bengals learned that 3 additional assistant coaches were unable to attend the team's game in Pittsburgh this afternoon because of COVID-19. Not good. All right, what else we got? Anything good? We're 8 minutes out. We're going to get going here. Yeah, we're going to get going here. Alrighty, that is it. Hopefully you guys can make some money this week. We're going to be looking to make some money. Hopefully our advice allows you to make some money or win your fantasy or whatever, your thing is of, betting, fantasy, whatever. All right, so just to plug it a little bit, again, our Discord, you can find it on on my social media here. Takes by Fans, Twitter, Facebook. Just click this link here, this Discord link right over here, and then you can sign up and get into it. It's just a great community, great minds, proven winners. Don't you want to be a winner? Join the Discord, folks. It's that simple. Follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans. Come watch live daily, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans, or just go to our website. It's got everything. Whatever you need to know about Takes by Fans, it's there. Social media, cash and trash lists, daily picks, power rankings, clips, watch, support. It's all there, folks. Alrighty, now we're gone. 7 minutes out. I've got to go get ready for the big games. I'm ready. I'm hype. Alrighty, we'll be back tomorrow when we break down everything. Where were we right? Where were we wrong? We'll start looking at all the games. Hopefully we're right. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, folks, noon Eastern.